Tonight on the Cooligans, we are talking the Liverpool owner winning an NBA championship, and we talk about Ben Olsen and what the future of DC United will look like after he has been let go.
That's right. Plus, we talked to Frankie Amaya of SC Cincinnati. We talked to him after we talked to him at the draft. We talked about his favorite food, what he misses from Southern California, and, of course, why his little brother was not that impressed with him playing professional soccer. That and more today on the Cooligans! Yeah, baby!
All right, let's go. Look, I'm bringing back the Viking clap for some reason. What is it, 2018? Let's go.
Oh, God. Remember 2018? When you could Viking clap with your friends and not be afraid of dying?
Exactly. You could high five without immediately sanitizing your hands, you know?
Be like, what's wrong with me? What am I, a daredevil? I'm just going to touch someone else's hands?
You know, I've been playing FIFA 21 and I see the digital fans in the stands and I'm like, oh, man, I wish I was them. You know what I mean?
Look at them doing the same move over and over again.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Christian Polanco.
That's right. And I'm Alexis Guerreros.
Right. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show that you have ever witnessed.
Yeah. And we also happen to be the gulliest.
Okay, so a lot to discuss today. Let's congratulate the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James, part owner of Liverpool Football Club. That's the only reason we're mentioning it, right?
Because very important. Liverpool wins, and then their owner wins. It's a bit much.
Yeah. You would hope Arsenal would, the same things would happen for Stan Kroenke, but that is very much not the case.
Please. Arsenal win something.
Yeah, we also are excited very much about today's show because we are going to be joined by Frankie Amaya, midfielder for FC Cincinnati. Great kid.
We talked to him when he got drafted, and now he's on our show. It's beautiful.
Look at that.
Beautiful,
he's growing up so
circle.
fast.
So fast.
But yeah, the Los Angeles Lakers did win the NBA Finals in the bubble.
Right.
Yes, LeBron
they beat
James.
Los Miami Caliente.
Yeah, that sounds like Gloria Estefan's backup band.
I guess they'd be Calor, right? Like, ladies and gentlemen, on the trumpet, Christian Polanco.
All right. No, man, that was my calling. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing this for.
You did miss your chance to be the brooding, sexy guy behind the lead singer.
You know, I could have found the tightest of tightest clothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I want these leggings to look like jeans and have pockets.
Okay, I'm living the androgyny of the 70s. Okay, yeah. I'm bringing it back.
He's the first musician to have an endorsement deal with Lululemon.
It's an honor, okay? And you know what? You can wear them just out to Wegmans. It's not even a big
everywhere. Deal. Yeah, you don't need them just for working out. That's your fault for thinking that.
Yeah, working out / Pilates, whatever you want to do. Yes, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers and all our LA fans in general. Obviously, Caruso is really the hero of the Los Angeles Lakers. No one else.
So if you're keeping track, Caruso got a ring. Patrick Ewing did not. Everything's great for the Knicks.
Yes, as it should be. No. But actually, so let's actually start with some big news in soccer coming out of DC. And Ben Olsen, head coach of DC United, relieved of his duties.
Relieved of his one duty because he's been given another. It's weird to be like, you're fired, but also check out what you're going to be doing for the organization.
No, so it's
you can't even talk. You can't even talk shit at your exit interview because they're still your bosses.
Exactly. They DC United lost to NYCFC in pretty dominant fashion. Very different from the last game against DC United where they took like 18 shots and didn't get any goals. Right. But the interesting thing with Ben Olsen, look, he's been with the club for a long time as a player.
There's been ups and downs.
There's been up and downs, but when it was good, It was good.
Oh, when things were good. Remember the Rooney? Remember those 6 weeks when Rooney was there? The kid was living, you know?
All right. He was having a good time, but, you know.
He was Googling, like, boats. Should I get a boat? He's talking to his lady. I think I should get a boat just for the lake. A little crisscross. Should I get it? Is it Chris Craft? Not a crisscross. Chris Craft. Look, folks, if you thought I knew about boats,
I mean,
you don't listen to this show or watch this show.
If Ben Olsen starts wearing his jeans backwards, I'm going to be I'll be quite excited.
He's at the press conference like, I told you I'm not answering your question unless you refer to me as Mac Daddy or Daddy Mac. It's one of the two.
Okay, when did Ben Olsen get box braids? This is interesting.
Benny. We ain't even afraid. I mean, we ain't even offended. We're kind of happy.
Okay, this is an interesting look, but go for it. No, so the cool thing, as far as any positive news, as far as who is going to be the next coach of DC United. So we're hearing a couple names. So is it David Wagner?
David Wagner, because he's American.
Oh, Wagner. Okay.
Yeah. He's been coaching in Europe for a minute, and people don't really...
This is a Schalke guy.
Yeah, he's a Schalke, but he was in the Premier League or in
Brighton,
the Championship.
In Brighton,
And Brighton before that. But one of the names that's popped up as a consideration is Jill Ellis.
Yes.
Who you may remember winning the World Cup.
Yeah, with ease. So it's interesting.
I mean, a little different of a team, though, right? You've got the most dominant women's team of all time.
So this is...
And DC United.
so this is awesome. I love hearing this, obviously, because Jill Ellis is a very qualified coach. But the interesting thing here is that she has not been absent of criticism, right? Even players on her team have said that we could have won this. We could win the World Cup without Jill Ellis. You know what I mean? So she didn't make everyone happy. Her
issue was they think that she basically just had the players to muscle the other teams.
Yeah,
like she doesn't have the tactical know-how or the ingenuity to fix those things during the game. Those are some of the things that were thrown at her as criticisms. Is she the right person to be the first woman to coach in MLS? Which there should be, right? I mean, it doesn't matter who you are or what you got. If you could coach, you could coach.
Yeah.
Is she the right person? I don't know. I don't know enough about her skill. I mean, if a player says you ain't good enough, that starts to give me at least a bit of a pause.
That's really like journalists, reporters saying whatever. Like
who cares?
I don't really pay attention. But when other players are like, not really showing her that much respect, or where you hear the positive things from other coaches, where players. I think there's a little bit of bias there because the players want to feel. Valued and respected, and that's going to affect how they see their coach. Maybe Jill Ellis was like a hard-nosed coach that didn't really take any crap, and then maybe players didn't like her, but she got the results. So
she got what she needed. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm hoping.
And let's also preface this by saying Hope Solo is one of the people who came out and said that she didn't like. So
so
Hope Solo will tell you, Santa Claus is a chump. You know what I mean?
Okay. She'll put the Easter rabbit in his place. Okay, the Easter bunny. So
she got no problem going after anybody. So I respect it.
So look, I hope she's interviewed. I hope she has has a serious opportunity and consideration. Because I think when it comes to who is going to be the first woman to coach in MLS is someone with a real track record with trophies, and there are many other people in the world that have that like Jill Ellis. I have the resume that Jill Ellis has. So
she should at least get a shot.
Exactly. Okay. All right. A lot more to discuss. Remember, we have Frankie Amaya today of FC Cincinnati on the show, so come right back.
It's a size large, which, okay, not exactly my size. I said to Christian, I was like, yo, should we say something? And Christian goes, lose weight.
That isn't what I said.
I can't believe that we are fat shaming.
If you want to fit in the
You didn't say any of this. You said lose weight.
Wow. I said, Alexis, you can either. We've had this discussion before. You either give it to your wife.
You think I won't post the screen cap? You said you could give it to your wife or
lose weight.
So you said lose weight. Fat shame.
If you want to fit in the kit.
That's
you talk.
Yeah.
That's what is it's a solution to a problem.
I didn't know this is where our relationship had gone.
I gave you two options. I gave you two
Why
options.
don't you gain weight? I'm gonna skinny shame on this show.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans. Let's talk real quick about NYCFC and Alexandru Mitrita. And obviously, if you pay attention to Major League Soccer, you pay attention to NYCFC. Alexandru Mitrita has been sent out on loan to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia, and it came very much as a shock to a lot of MLS fans, NYCFC fans.
Well, yeah, wasn't it like first? It was like first announced via video from some like fan blog in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And people were like, is this real? And there was like no one confirming it or not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this guy just a good editor? You know what I mean?
It was like well produced. It came from like a verified account, and it's just like, hey, none of us have heard any of this. It's just like hearing you're gonna get divorced from like Woj, you know? You know what I mean?
It's like you pull up Instagram and some life bloggers has pictures of your girl at her wedding with some other dude. You're like, wait a minute.
Wait,
I thought you were going on a girls' trip.
You could have said something, you know what I mean?
This is a beautiful video, but I got to be honest with you. Someone should have told me.
Yeah, so we learned obviously that the NYCFC put out a statement and said, because of the lockdown and quarantining, international duty, he would have basically missed every single game of the rest of the year.
Because he would have had a quarantine when he got back. So
yeah, because when he got back.
And MLS has a match every other day, right? NYCFC's. You got to keep moving.
And he also has a pregnant wife expecting his first child, and he wanted to be closer to his family. It was kind of like
understand
the best kind of scenario for all parties. So we definitely wish him the best. I think NYCFC fans were a bit stunned, just because of sort of where
the guy scored 5 goals in 3 games.
It's just like just like. Stay a little longer, or bring your family here, or do anything else besides watch.
Send one of the backup goalkeepers. He'll watch it. He'll be there for your wife. Got good hands, right? When the baby gets born, he'll catch that baby.
Catch the baby. So it's going to be an interesting thing of what NYCFC is going to look like for the rest of the season. Obviously, they just lost their match against New England Revolution 2-1 in a way where you could really. You saw that game and you were like, you know what, Mitrita could have been good there.
You know what we need right now?
So this is it's interesting because now the club has to figure out they have an international roster spot open, a DP spot open. Who is coming up next as far as signing a designated player for NYCFC?
Could it be Ozil?
Ooh, could it be Ozil? That'd be interesting. No, I don't think. Don't need Maxi and Ozil. Maxi and Mesut?
Yo, that's a fire midfield. Don't worry, guys, because we got Frankie Amaya when we get back right after this. Back on the Cooligans Living Room FC, and we've got yet another star for you fans.
Of course, nothing but stars come through.
I know you're thinking,
program.
But why do we need more? I'm here, but trust me, this dude is great, and he's amazing at soccer. He's not just yelling about it for a living. We actually got a chance to talk to this dude right as he got drafted, the #1 draft pick. And I tried to put him on the spot right away. I was like, hey, yo, there's all these mics and cameras in his face. Dude just got out of college. All of a sudden, he's in the spotlight. And I was like, tacos or pasta with chili because he got picked by FC Cincinnati. And the dude's from...
He didn't see that question coming.
Nah, and, everyone was like, oh, they did one of those things. And I was like, oh, shit, did I ask a bad question? And he looked at me. He looked at the FC Cincinnati people. He looked at me, and he goes, Subway. And everyone was like, yeah! And I was like, damn, this kid's going to be a politician when he grows up. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we're so happy to finally have him on our show. Look at that. From talking to him at the draft to him being on our TV show, absolutely amazing. You've seen him score golazos for FC Cincinnati. Now talk to him on our show. Put your hands together for the one, the only, Frankie Amaya.
What up? Nothing much. Just chilling, Happy to be here.
Thank you so much, for doing our show. Let's start there. Obviously, the number one pick in the MLS Super Draft in 2019. A lot of expectations are going to be put on you. A lot of pressure from last year to this year. It's pretty surreal what's going on. What was the MLS is Back tournament like for you? And with everything going on, how are you generally feeling about this sort of strange, like beginning of your professional soccer career?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a strange year. I feel like it's 4 years already. I've been in the league already, but it's only been 2. But I mean, last year was a good year. The team didn't have the best year, but for me, I thought it was a good year. I started playing more, get more comfortable, with the team and with the league. But this year, I mean, the MLS Back tournament, I scored a goal, and for me, I think that was like it opened my eyes, to see my potential come alive and actually do something for the team. Just playing is not good enough for me. I want to try to give goals and assists, and it really opened my eyes in that tournament, and I took on a bigger role, and I kind of established myself more in the league.
I mean, it wasn't just like any old goal or whatever. It was like one of the best goals of the damn tournament.
My phone got hot when I was trying to watch it.
My phone got hotter.
Like my battery
must have died. Yeah.
What was seeing that go in, taking that shot, for that to be your first goal and it be. I mean, it was just pretty surreal, right?
Just all the pressure that was let go. I've been trying to put the ball in the back of the net for a couple of games now, and it's just that went in, and it just took off all the pressure, and it eased me just being frustrated with not having any goals. So that was for me, it was a surreal goal, and opened my eyes to better things, and it gave me the confidence that I could put goals in the back of the net now.
It's funny because especially from if you watched, you at UCLA, or if you watch the soccer highlights of you coming up, you're like, oh, this kid's great with the ball at his feet. This kid passes nice. You know what I mean? He's very creative in the midfield. But you did that, and we were all like, oh, Frankie gets buckets? We didn't know Frankie got buckets. Do you see a sense of change of how the expectations for you after that? Because you set the bar really high. We're like, I wonder what number 2 is going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just I scored a goal like that similar in college too against UC Santa Barbara. So I mean, it was my left foot too. I mean, I don't think my right foot works. I don't have any goals with it. But my left foot's been the goal maker, and that's not even my good foot, But
yeah.
I mean, I feel like I can score now, and it gives me much higher expectations and confidence moving forward, the abilities that I can have.
We've spoken to a couple younger players, some rookies. What do you feel is that biggest difference between college and professional ball? I mean, I feel like everybody has a different sense of where you get drafted really depends on, really determines how you may feel about that upcoming season. But you being first and then dealing with whether it's the speed of the game, playing with all these older dudes with families and kids and all this other stuff. What do you think has been the most challenging difference between those, college and professional?
I think for me, it's 2 things. The first one is obviously the game, the speed of the game, the awareness of the game. I mean, it's changed so fast. Every team has 2 or 3 killers that can just put the game away. So, I mean, in college, nobody really had that. You had that one guy that could, put the ball in the back of the net. But here, if you lose the ball, it's a counter, and it's for sure going in, or at least a goalie has to make a good save. But, you got, 2 or 3 killers on each team that can really change the game, And for me, that's, the hardest thing because, I mean, you don't get no second chances. If you're down 1-0, it's really hard to come back. Or 2-0, I feel like the game's over. You have to have some spark in your team that that literally changes the whole game. But yeah, I mean, the pace of the game and the awareness, I think that's the hardest thing. But like now you're playing against much better players, you know. I mean, there's some players that are really good in this league. I mean, Carlos Vela, I mean, that's like one of my favorite players in the league. But I mean, there's so many good players that can literally change the game. And then the second thing that's really hard is like, I mean, I was at UCLA with my family and I could just drive home, you know, 45 minutes. But now I don't even know when's the next time I'm going home, you know. So that in my head is always there. And I live by myself now. So it gets lonely at times, you know. You got to, you know, it's a grind and you got to stick with it.
What do you play ping pong against yourself? Is that a ping pong table behind you?
Yeah. It gets lonely, I'm telling you.
Yeah. You're like, I don't even want to tell you the times I've lost. You know what I mean? I'll play by myself here.
Sometimes my left hand is good and sometimes my right hand, I don't know. Yeah.
I love even when you just mentioned Carlos Vela, that sigh you let out, you're like, oh. Like, I just know, like, defending against him, you're like, damn, I got to go up against this dude right now.
Did he text you, like, I see your left foot, my dude? You know what I mean? From one left foot to another.
I wish.
Yeah, man.
I would have been up here if he texted me.
Yeah. We got to try to make that happen.
All right. Look, we got a lot more with Frankie Amaya right after this. So come right back, everybody.
My name's Andre Shinyashiki, and I just kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans Living Room FC. We are here with midfielder for FC Cincinnati, Frankie Amaya. Frankie, you did mention your family a little bit and how much you missed them. I had seen that one of the times in one of the FC Cincinnati games, you was your escort, you had your little brother, which must have been a really cool thing to be able to bring your little brother to you and, you know, playing in a professional setting. What was that like when that happened? How was that for the family?
I mean, it was like a really good moment, you know. I mean, just having my family there, it's hard, you know, because they have to fly out and it's hard because they have to work and everything. But
yeah,
I mean, that time my mom and my little brother came and I don't know, the idea just one of the ladies that works there just brought it up to me. Oh, does your brother want to do that? I was like, oh, he could do that. I was like, yeah. And then he walked out and then he was like nervous. I don't know. He was more nervous than me. He like never see more people. He kept on tapping me. I'm like, hey, guys, it's part of the game. Yeah. He's like, where's my mom? Where's my mom? I'm like, I don't know.
That's probably better than if he was like, this is nothing. You know? You're like, yeah, you hang out with 30,000 people all the time?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of people there, and I don't think he's seen that many people in a while, you know, and then to scream my name is different because he has the same last name, so. It's different. With my mom watching in the crowd, too, is like an amazing feeling, holding my little brother's hand because, I mean, one day I feel like he's going to become a pro wherever he wants to play, you know.
What was that like, just having your mother watch you play professional soccer? I mean, I'm sure she saw you play at college, but, you know, we both have Latina moms who, you know, emotions run high no matter what. You know what I mean? But we've never been to the point where they've watched us do something as grand as that. What was that like for her?
I mean, you already know, you know, having a Latina mom is just different. They show the same excitement from you when you were 10 playing in the final than playing in a regular game. You know, it's always the same excitement. But I feel like now it's different because, I mean, this is one of the highest levels, you know, so it's hard. Like, now, before they used to scream at me if I did mistakes. No, not anymore. It's just, I mean, now it's just all about having the support from them, you know. I mean, it was the best moment for me was when I went to play at LAFC. I had mostly all my family there and all my friends there. That was one of the best moments for me.
That's awesome. If somebody fouls you hard, is she like, mijo, lo voy a matar? You know?
That's not my mom. That's my grandma. My grandma.
Your grandmother's an OG?
Yeah, my grandma goes crazy for me. She's a ride or die for real.
Wow. It's like Frankie's grandmother's the first grandmother to get a red card at a game. Like, yo, this is crazy.
There's an older woman in the stands holding a flip-flop. You're like, oh, that's abuela.
So she'll be coming in throwing flip-flops everywhere. She's a sharpshooter too, so.
Yo, that's my mom, dude. She can hit me around the corner.
Yeah, she won't miss.
How are you handling being away? I know being away from your family is tough, but being away from like mom's home cooking, that can't be easy. Is there any alternative in Cincinnati? I don't even know what's out there.
No, it's hard, you know. Like, I gotta be honest, it's hard, but I mean, her cooking's fat, so I gotta stay more on the diet, you know. It's,
Okay.
There's too many like grease into Mexican food, you know. It's really good, but it's sometimes there's pros and cons for it, you know. But now
Sure.
I try to like manage my body and take care of my body more, you know. Like now it's hard because we play every 3 or 4 games, and it's really important what you put into your body. So, I mean, sometimes you could have it like once a week, you know, like to satisfy your hunger. But I mean, it's hard to eat fast food and keep on like putting that into your body now.
Off season, you're back at home. What's the first dish you want either your grandmother, your mother, anybody in your family to cook? What's that one dish you think about as you're eating your trash salad because you got 3 games a week?
I'm just eating in pain. I'm just like, it's like a cheese. It's like queso. Like it's just like a
Queso
with
fundido.
salsa. No, it's like queso with salsa.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so good. I don't know. It's just like cheese and salsa. It's like so basic, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
my
the things you remember, you know?
Yeah, my grandma always makes that for me. It's so good. That's the first thing. And then obviously going to the taco truck back in Cali. It's just different, you know?
It hits different for sure.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like you're gonna be that first guest to cry over like missing tacos. You know
I've cried over food on this show before, so Frankie, go for it.
Like, man, I didn't realize it was gonna get this emotional on this show today.
If Fubo told us the show's moving to Cincinnati, I'd be like, can I bring pizza places with me? You know what I'm saying?
I'll bring taco truck, everything, you know? It's hard, but you got to take care of your body now. You got to become a pro, and you got to sacrifice things. But when I'm in Cali, I do be eating good.
Okay.
You're like, Frankie's back at the truck. You know what he wants, one of each.
No, man, I can't imagine it is, you know, that jarring change of like, just like, you know, one being in college and then all of a sudden draft day. And then I'm sure the team, like, you know, physios and nutritionists are like, yo, this is what you got to do. You got to cut out this, and this. And you're like, yo, I didn't realize there's going to be this much homework. I'm trying to bang shots in the upper 90. What's all this about?
Yeah.
No, honestly, it's hard, you know, like, you got to make a lot of sacrifices. Like, it's hard to like start and like eating healthy, you know. For me, it was pretty hard because I didn't know what eating healthy is, and to come right away into eating healthy and trying to get used to it, like training your mind and your body and your stomach to like try to get used to something is very hard, you know. Just like before me, I used to just sleep late, you know, and coming in, like, you can't sleep late anymore, you know. It's hard to work at your best when you're sleeping 5 or 6 hours, you know. And for me, it was hard to adjust to that, and now obviously I'm doing it way better, but before it was like nothing to me. And then coming into year 2, I was like, oh, I got to fix this, and that to try to perform at my best.
It's tough, right? Because they have all this expectations, but also they have like data. You know what I mean? This is like why I avoid the doctor, but you can't. They're on the way into the work. It's like they're strapping you to these machines, and you're like, oh no, you're gonna know the truth. You know?
I mean, these body fat tests don't lie. You know, like you can't say you were running if you come back with more body fat. You know, something is wrong. I don't think it's me. Yeah.
I cough and like Doritos come out. They're like, "Okay, you got me."
My Cheeto fingers. Yeah.
You caught me orange-handed. I'm sorry.
That's the problem with all those white jerseys, bro. You got the hot one. You got the flaming hot all over it. We got more with Frankie Amaya. We get back after this. We're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC, and we're here with Frankie Amaya from FC Cincinnati of MLS. And look, I mean, we could talk just over your shoulder. I see a barber chair. I've heard the Frankie Fade thing. I've seen the segment. You've taken this wild serious, but there's one other thing I want to point out first. There's a piano back there. Is this one of these COVID things where, like I said, I was going to learn French and I never touched Duolingo? Or are you really nice with it on the old keys?
Nah, that's not me. That's my roommate. But yeah, piano's a little bit too hard for me. I tried it, but it's too hard.
I can't get into it either. So let's talk about the barber chair. Did you always know how to cut hair? Is this what you did in high school to make like a little bit extra cash, or is this a COVID thing and now all of a sudden you were great?
Yeah, I mean, it was a COVID thing. I've like never cut hair before ever, and I got like two clippers, and my girlfriend cut my hair, and then. I mean, I already had them, so I was like, might as well start cutting hair. And then, I mean, I got into it. I started buying more equipment, and I mean, I'm not like the best barber, you know. I'm barely starting off. I think I have like, since COVID started, I had like 5 or 6 months, you know. And
okay.
I mean,
that's enough experience.
I feel like I've been cutting pretty decent, you know, not the best, not the worst, but. Did
you give Jurgen Locadia that hairstyle? What's up with that, bro?
That's not me, bro.
Yeah, he's like, don't put that on me.
I don't know. He's looking like a warrior from some sort of movie or something. Yeah.
Don't look at me. I feel like people are putting that on me. I'm like, yo, I gotta set the bar clear. That's not me. No. He asked for that haircut, I think, on purpose, but I mean,
okay.
You ain't said to him like, yo, I think I could fix this up a little bit.
That's the way he wanted it, but like I was like, I mean,
he just needs to fade it in a little. I don't understand why is this so like.
Basuelo does the same thing on Toronto. They're just like cut straight down, like what happened to the fade?
I mean, some people like it. I mean, some people like that. I don't know. That's not me, you know. Nah, I mean, that's how I started, but yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to cut hair well, so I was like, that's how I started, but now I feel like I blend it decent enough, you know? Sometimes it's hard to blend different types of hair, but.
Who was the first teammate to trust you with their hair?
I mean, the first teammate was Harris Medunian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first one, but it was the equipment manager before him, but teammate was Harris. I mean, it came out like the Pozuelo haircut. That's how it came out. Sure. And I cut it in quarantine, and it looked better. And I was like, wow, that was me.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And then he goes and scores an Olympico. So maybe it's because of the haircut you gave him.
Nah, that was a week ago or 2. I didn't give him a haircut.
Yeah, I did know that. Okay. I'm sure.
That was in New York too. In the bubble. Yeah. So maybe it was my magic hand.
What was that? I mean, that was just an insane goal. What did that do for the team? Look, we know FC Cincinnati, has some tough results from time to time. Obviously, as a new team, trying to figure things out, new coach, everything like that. What did that win do for you guys? And how do you feel about the sort of the season on a personal level and then on a team level?
I mean, those back-to-back wins were really good, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it counted towards the league, so it was really good. But, I mean, just having back-to-back wins, we haven't won in a while. So I was like, man, this feels good, you know? Like, I could get used to this feeling.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I mean, because sometimes last year I walked off disappointed, you know, because we would lose by a couple of goals, you know? Like, it's just the facts out there, you know? I walked out disappointed. I tried my best and we couldn't get results, you know, and it was very frustrating for me. And I mean, this year it's the whole dynamic has changed, you know. I mean, we're tying games and obviously we're losing some games too, but I mean, I feel like as a team we've improved much. I mean, looking into this season, I mean, I feel like we could have won more games. We've missed some easy opportunities, and like just scoring one goal, it helps your whole team, helps the adrenaline, helps your energy, helps everything. You know, it changes your mindset. Oh, we're up 1-0. Well, we could do this. We just have to keep it like that. Sometimes like the team's gonna tie or beat us, you know. But having one goal in our advantage is a big plus for us. But I mean, we haven't been able to put the ball in the back of the net. But I feel like we've been playing better as a team and improving much more than last year.
Yeah, it seems like the team is gelling so much more. And it seems you guys also, like, when Medunjanin scored that Olympic goal, it seemed like everyone rushed over to, like, you guys seem like you guys all get along. The spirit of the club and the spirit of the players together, that seems to be in a better place. Is that the same experience you're having as to what we're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, like now we can compete with teams. It's just, we just don't finish chances, and that's very hard in this league, you know. Once, like, we get it, like, having clean sheets is very good and everything, but at the end of the day, we don't want to tie games, you know?
Yeah.
We want to win games, and having one goal is a big advantage for us, and we haven't been able to put the back in the net. But
I'm curious. I want to make sure we talk about this because it was a kind of humorous moment. I'm wondering what it was like for the players. But your head coach, Jaap Stam, when he was announced, remember the wrong photo was used of him. It was a different guy. What did the locker room think about that when that happened?
I mean, we were just confused because, you know, media just has one job, and how do you mess that up, you know?
Yeah.
That's all we were thinking. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I just looked at it on Twitter, like, and I thought it was him because I've, like, never seen him, you know? Like, I've never seen him because I just don't know of him, you know? Mm-hmm. And, like, I looked up on YouTube, and then I was like, hey, yo, this is not the right guy. And then I was like, oh, what the hell is happening? And I don't know. We were just confused. Like, and we were kind of, like, making fun of them because literally they only had one job was to.
Yeah. You got to roast them a little bit.
Security should have messed with them. Like, I don't think this is you, bro.
Yeah, can't even let them in.
I mean, that was kind of embarrassing for them. But, I mean, you know, nobody's perfect, so.
Yeah, it's all good. As a coach, now that you've worked with him for a while, I know, you know, it was challenging for him going into, you know, the bubble and doing all these things as a first-year head coach. What have you what have you learned from him, especially given that, like, Dutch, you know, style that he's bringing to the table? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, you can see as a player, he was an amazing player, you know. He was world-class, and he played at big clubs, but as a coach, I mean, he's a very good coach too. I mean, for me, I like him because he gives me the freedom to express myself, and obviously he's going to try to coach me at times, but like he gives me the freedom to play, and as a player, that's all you ask for. Sometimes when you're doing something wrong, he's going to tell me, you know, what you could improve on, and that's what I like about him. But the most important thing is he gives me the freedom to play, and I give him feedback on what the team like needs to improve on, and he gives me feedback on what he sees from the outside, and for me, I think that's a very good relationship between me and the coach.
All right.
That's great. Okay. Yeah, it's a great way to develop.
Yeah. We have more with Frankie Amaya right after this.
Hey, I'm DeJuan Jones, and I kicked it with the Cooligans.
All right, baby, we're back on the Cooligans Living Room FC. Obviously, we're still here with Frankie Amaya. Incredible interview so far. Now, Frankie, we have our own supporters group. I know you guys have a couple supporters group. We also have our own. They're called Gully Squad. All right. And they get a chance to ask a couple questions. We got one from Felix Palau. He wanted to know, what did it feel like to know that the team had that much faith in you to pick you first in the draft? And what were your emotions like at that moment, which we got to see you right after? It looked like you were in a little bit of a shock. But what was that? How did that feel to know that you were good enough that a team was like, this is the person we got to spend the first draft pick on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was an amazing feeling. It just felt so good because, I mean, it shows like all my hard work has paid off, you know, and I'm barely getting started. And to have Cincinnati pick me and believe in me, it shows, and that's why I fight for this city. You know, I literally bust my butt off for this city, and this is what I do because they drafted me, they believed me, if they believe in me, I gotta do something to show them that they picked the right person. And I mean, it was one of the most amazing feelings to get drafted and have my family there and see. And to me, it meant the world to me.
Yeah, and you're also the first draft pick where there's going to be an actual draft in MLS Super Draft.
Yeah.
You know, you're forever going to be that guy.
Yeah, I know that's pretty sad, you know, for the next guys like being drafted, because I mean, to be on a stage and say something, it's really nice, you know, just to express yourself and go on that stage. It feels very nice, and to have it virtual now, it's kind of disappointing.
Coming up, were you, because we talk to a lot of players. Some of them were the ones that were getting looked at from the beginning, and they were always getting, like, you know, talked to by college agents or sports, or getting pulled into academies. What was your come up like? Did you have a lot of opportunities coming up, or was it something that you sort of fought your way into something like UCLA?
No, I mean, I had to work for my stuff, you know. I wasn't as you can tell, I'm not the biggest, the strongest, the fastest guy. You know, I had to work, and coming up, I didn't have no opportunities. I mean, in high school, I played for Patty Doors Academy, and it wasn't then until my senior year I started getting called up to the national team. And then that's when I started, I mean, I committed to UCLA like late into my junior year, and that's when I barely started to getting looked at, you know, and to have UCLA look at me, it just opened the doors for every other school, you know. But I felt like UCLA was an opportunity for me and the best place to go, and I made the most out of it. And after that, I mean, even with the youth national team, a lot of players are already selected, and they have a bunch of camps there. And for me, that was like my first camp my senior year, so I had to work to try to get into that team and get an opportunity with the U20 under Tab. And for me, it was trying to take another guy's spot, you know, and having to do better. And I mean, I had to work for that, and then I got called up to the U20 qualifiers, and I had to work for my position there, and I did good there, and I started getting looked at with the draft.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
We have another question from Eric Ransbottom, who is, I believe, an FC Cincinnati supporter. So this dope that we have FC Cincinnati love in Gully Squad. He asked first impressions of the soccer culture in Cincy, and then he also asked, how do you see the West End Stadium helping build more of an identity for the club?
Yeah, I mean, the first time I played, the first time I just witnessed from the outside was a Portland game. I didn't get called up, so I witnessed from the outside, and I thought for me it was amazing. You know, it was cold, and people were still there. I'm like, oh, they're crazy, you know, because it was cold.
Yeah.
I was freezing.
This is in Southern California.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Where Frankie's from, they shut everything down if it goes below 65. So he's like, this is impressive.
Honestly, I'm like, yo, it's cold out here, you know, and for that time I saw it, but then the first time I played it was even colder in Philly. When we played it against Philly, I'm like, yo, why is there people here? I literally couldn't feel my hands or my legs, and people were still there. But the first time I played when there was not as cold was very good. There was maybe 28,000, and for me, it's so amazing. And to have the new stadium, the West End Stadium, is going to be very nice. It's going to be a very nice stadium, and the people are going to love it. You know, it's going to be a world-class stadium that a lot of teams have now, like Minnesota, LAFC. I mean, it's going to be up there, and I think it's going to change the culture of soccer in Cincinnati.
When you look at sort of the development that you've had, and we've asked this question a couple times, but a lot of times people say that they think the draft is not necessary anymore. What are your thoughts on that? Because you came through the draft. Would you have had an opportunity if it wasn't for the draft? What are your thoughts?
No, for me, I think the draft is necessary. You know, there's a lot of players that play in. Well, now I think the whole dynamic is changing with the academy. You know, there's only MLS teams. My academy wasn't an MLS team, so it's hard. I don't know what to say now. You know, I don't know how kids like me are going to make it, because for me it was academy, college, and then get drafted. So I couldn't sign a homegrown anywhere. You know, I had to join the LA Galaxy or San Jose Earthquakes, teams that were in Cali. You know, and it's hard. You know, for me, it gave me the opportunity to show myself and become who I am. You know.
Yeah. The one other question I wanted to ask is, we had heard from one of your peoples about the fact that you had the presidential debate. This was the first presidential debate that you had, I guess, really watched or paid attention to. Obviously, you're a young dude. I'm curious because we're always talking to people our age, just older people about politics. But I'm wondering how did you react to seeing that? Because I know a lot of people in general, all debates are usually not like that.
They're not all like that.
What was your sort of response to seeing that go down?
For me, I don't know. It was shocking, Like, it was my first debate. I'm 18 now. I could vote. Oh, well, now I'm 20, but like now it's the first time I could vote, so it's gonna be a good time, But for me, watching that for me, I was like laughing. I thought it was pretty funny, It was like I thought it was like two little kids like arguing with each other, like they were literally just like calling out each other, like a roast session, like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to expect. Like I don't know if it was like that, but like, I mean, I asked some of the guys on the team and they said it's not usually like that. And I was like, I don't know what was going on now, So like,
well, we're both professional stand-ups. We've taken part in roasts, and generally, even comedians will wait for the other person to finish before we tell our roast joke.
There's a little bit more respect in a roast than a presidential debate.
I know. I just thought it was like childish, Like, if they wanted to like roast, they should have got like Snoop Dogg and all these guys, like the Justin Bieber roast, But like.
It's just good to see because these two debaters are 60 years older than you, and and this is how they're behaving, and you're like, hey, you guys need to be a little bit more mature, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like common sense, It's just like, I'm not gonna interrupt you when you're talking. You're not. I mean, it was just like sad to see that, But like, it was kind of funny at the same time. So I was like.
Frankie, thank you. Keep bringing you are the future of this country, so please keep bringing that.
Frankie, we vote for you, Frankie. How about that?
Okay, you are more qualified to be the president of the United States than those two. Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, hopefully one day, one person.
There you go.
Maturity.
Yeah, first the mayor of Cincinnati first, and then you'll get there. Don't worry
Taco trucks in every corner.
All right, we'll have more with Frankie Amaya right after this. Thank you again to everyone for joining us today and watching the show. Thank you so much to Frankie Amaya, future presidential candidate, joining us today. Okay, we got a politician on our hands, I think. Frankie, is there anything you want to let people know about before we end the show today?
Yeah, just follow me on my Instagram, _Frankie Amaya, and then my barber one too, _Frankie Fades. Make sure you get that. Book your appointment as quick as possible.
Okay.
Always wear a mask.
Yo, definitely. Always wear a mask. And Jurgen Locadia better make an appointment. That's all I'm saying.
We're going to make it for him, to be completely honest with you.
He needs help. All right, everybody. So, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow @SoccerCooligans on all social media platforms. Follow us on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/SoccerCooligans. We've got a lot of fun stuff there. Follow @Fubo Sports and make sure to subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for full episodes of the show. All right, Frankie, let us end the show the way we normally do. So thank you so much for joining us today. So for Frankie Amaya, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!
Boom.